My name is Paul Nelson, and I live in Codin, Alabama. Lived here all my life and been a commercial fisherman all my life. And after Hurricane Katrina, the people in the area was devastated, and actually their livelihoods destroyed, and was having such a struggle to rebuild the community, their livelihoods, and everything about their self. And then along comes the BP oil spill. And when we talk about disasters, this is a long-term disaster from what I'm looking at, and other people within the community. Now, I've been throughout the community and working with the community pretty well all my life. I've been a community activist ever since I can remember. And I talk to these people, listen to what they have to say. They call me and talk to me about what's going on. And what's amazing, I pretty well listen to the same story over and over and over and over. The health, the well-being, the economy, all these things that makes our communities and our small towns along the coast operate and work and function. But one of the biggest that we're faced right now is the health issue. I talked to someone just the other day that had serious rashes on her body. This was a woman that actually worked in the VOO program for BP. And her question was to me was, where do I go, who do I see, and most of all, how do I get help? And I asked her, I said, who have you went to see? She said, well, I went to the local doctor, the local clinic, and I told them this and that, what happened, and they said, well, says, they can't blame it on the BP oil spill. Well, what done it is something that I've never had, something I've never seen. It's on me. So what I do? And I say, well, I really don't know. I can't answer that question for you, because I'm faced the same as you are. Every way you turn, it seems like you run into a brick wall when you ask these questions, especially of doctors and officials and what have you. They look at you and say, sorry, can't help you. Very easy, very quick prescription to the problem. But, you know, it's going on all over the place. I talked to a man the other day. He was having eye problems. He was going blind in his eyes. Not one, but both eyes. And I'd asked him, I said, well, what is actually? He said, well, I've got blurred vision. I can't drive no more. I said, what do you think caused it? He said, out there breathing the fumes of the oil and the dispersants on the water. I said, can you pretty well accurately say that? He said, sure. He said, I was there from the beginning to the end. So that's what's happening to me. I asked, is there a cure? He said he hasn't found one. He's talked to different doctors and different clinics and what have you, and the same story. So the people here are faced with a real dilemma. What are they going to do? Another year down the road as their health deteriorates, and also their economy deteriorates. So where is that going to actually leave these people? The real question, where is it going to leave them? They don't have no economy. They don't have no way to go out and make a decent living to provide for their families. They don't have health care. So they're in a situation. And then you put all that on top of everything else, and they go to a doctor or a clinic and they say, well, we're sorry, we can't help you. Number one, you don't have no money. Number two, we just don't believe it's anything to do with the BP oil spill. Well, they're very quick, but they won't examine. They're very quick to give you that answer, though. So you take your communities and you ask, what is it going to take? And I've asked many of one of them, you know, what's it going to take to help rebuild your community, rebuild your confidence in your community? Of course, BP has thrown a little bit of money out there to these people, very little money, and I've talked to a lot of them, and I just had one boy just got shot over BP money. So, I mean, it really makes me feel good that these people are handed a little bit of money, and we're talking, you know, $20,000, $30,000. I consider a small amount of money, but people that's never had any kind of money like that at one time put in their hands, it creates a problem. And that's what's going on with these people, and I've heard it from them. I've heard exactly that. What do we do as a community to save our community from itself? You know, you really think about that. What do we do as a community to save it from itself? This is what they've wanted to do all along, was basically create diversity, create situations there that make people just want to get out of it. Now, you take your fishermen, number one, you put your fishermen out of that water, they are the ones that actually keep control to look out there and see what's going on and say, hey, wait a minute, you can't do that. But if you don't have him out there, then these major companies like BP or whoever they may be, they're going to just do what they want. There's no watchdogs, you know. Most of your fishermen there, what are they classed as? The weakest link. And that's a pretty hard statement, but it's the truth. All the blame goes on the fishermen, the weakest link. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't this, they don't that. But the true part is, it's where these fishermen have made a living for many, many, many years. Not 2, 3, 4, 5 years. We're talking 30, 40 years, 50 years. Individuals out there, commercial fishermen, working and making a living, feeding their families and supplying food to the public out there for 50 years. You go on a job somewhere, you hardly find someone that's worked 50 years on a job. So that kind of tells you that these commercial fishermen are very dedicated. They're very resilient. They have raised their families, provided food for the public out there, and greatly in need. You know, we turn around and like I said, we point the finger and say, we don't need this and we don't need that. But the good Lord knows we need the commercial fishing industry. And I want to thank you.